it's Keisha here, the founder of Authentic Practice, where we help therapists like you start from the ground up to build a successful and profitable practice. I'm also the founder of Peaceful Mental Health Counseling Services, which is a group practice based out of Brooklyn, New York. And today we're going to be talking about living and working authentically like we always do. Before we get started, I want you to like, share, and subscribe because we're going to be talking about some good deets today. Specifically, we're going to be talking about how to walk in your purpose while trying to find out your calling. All right. So we're going to be talking about that today. All right. So let's go ahead and jump right in. Now, first of all, we're talking about two major concepts, two major ideas, which is that of purpose. And the second one is that of a calling. Now, let's break it down. Most of the time when we think about a calling, we think about something that our life is basically supposed to be destined to obtain, to get to live by, right? When we think about a purpose, our purpose is more of what it is that motivates us to do what we do on a daily basis. And then also it is something that we can say describes what it is that we feel or how it is that we get fulfillment out of life. For example, my purpose may be to bring clarity, help to bring a transformation in the lives of other people that I work with or that I encounter. Whereas my calling may be the same, but my calling may be to do that through therapy, right? So, and sometimes I realize that a lot of us get caught up in the whole idea of who it is that we are, what it is that we're supposed to be doing in this life. And a lot of times we can get stuck, actually. We can get stuck with not even really wanting to go far or even to do anything because we feel like we need to have all of everything all together. We need to have what is our specific calling, what is our specific purpose. But the truth of the matter is that as you go throughout your days, you need to be more aware of the situations that you encounter, the type of people that you encounter, and then really pay attention to how it is that you connect to those people. Because 9 times out of 10, that's going to be more of your you're going to be able to see more of your purpose. You're going to be able to see more of your calling through that. Specifically, look at how you handle certain situations, right? How you go about dealing with a situation. That might even give you an inkling or an idea of where you are, where your calling is, or what your calling is. But honestly, as long as you are living out who you are, being true to who you are, and most importantly, not being so focused on yourself, but focusing on helping others through whatever gifting or talents or skills or whatever knowledge that you have, in that you are living out your purpose. I honestly don't think that any of us have any skill sets or personality traits, specifically the positive ones, for no reason. If those things have been implanted in you, whether it was, if you want to say that God gave you these things, or you want to say like your parents, they had these giftings or talents or personality, or even just the way they raise you in terms of what your focus is on. For me, my purpose and calling has always been towards helping other people through actually talking to people and then uplifting and exhorting people and encouraging people. That is part of my calling, which is to do that. But at the same time, every day when I get up, I know that my purpose is to meet the needs of other people through those things that have already been implanted in me. Some of those things and some of the way that my personality is because of my parents. Whether, sometimes we could say, okay, why we didn't have good parents, or we could say our parents didn't teach us these things. Your parents gave you what they could give you. They did what they could do based upon the information that they had at the time that they were raising you. Now, good or bad, however you want to look at it, we all learn something from our parents. Sometimes we learn good things from our parents. Sometimes we learn some negative traits from our parents. in the same token, we can also see certain things that are in our parents or ways that they may have communicated with us or even other people, and we can still learn from those things, even if it's not something that we follow. So at the end of the day, my point is that part of our purpose and our calling is really developed even as we are getting older. As we are growing, as we are children, we're going into our teenage years, into our young adult years. This is all a part of us having and discovering our purpose. So what I would really encourage you to do is to think about those things that you've always found yourself doing, even as a child, even as a teenager or a middler, like where it's like pretty much like preteen. What is it that you found yourself doing? What areas did you find yourself conversing about? How did you find yourself moving about things, handling certain challenges, dealing with certain situations, whether it's with your friends or your family? That will give you some inkling into what your purpose is, as well as it will also give you an idea of what your calling is for your whole life. So those are ways that you can actually work towards trying to identify those things. And I'm only saying this because so many people get caught up and feel like they can't move without identifying them. But honestly, the way that I really believe that you live out your calling is by being true to who you are. Those God-given gifts, those God-given ideas, those God-given personality traits, those things that are inside of you, live those things out, because we actually are able to connect to people. We're able to help others to transform their lives, mainly when we are living ourselves, living authentically, when we are living out our true personalities, when we are living out our true ideas, our true communication styles, even with the quirks. It doesn't matter. If this is who you are, this is who you are supposed to be. It doesn't mean that we don't strive to be greater. It doesn't mean that we don't strive to do new things, to learn new things, to grow. But recognize that there's a baseline that we all should be following. And that baseline is our true selves. That's why a lot of times people think about, okay, well, let's go back to who you were when you were a child, right? Because most likely those things the baseline was there. Of course, we grow from them. Of course, there's challenges that we have to face, and we may grow stronger. We may even, let's say if we dealt with like low self-esteem as a child, and now we see ourselves as more confident. But even in that, it says a lot. It says a lot about what you hold dear to your heart, what your passions are. And 9 times out of 10, you're going to be wanting to help other people to fulfill those same desires and those same needs that you actually were able to work on and actually were able to fulfill. So don't get so caught up in just the whole concept of trying to find the purpose and your calling. But I want you more so to focus on who you are. Focus on your likes, your dislikes, the way that you carry yourself. That in that alone, you are living true to yourself. Remember, your purpose is really what it is that you are going to do, how you're going to help other people. Our purpose is always connected to others. So I'll repeat that again. Our purpose is always connected to other people. I don't believe anyone has an actual purpose for their life without it being connected to someone else. And what I mean by that is whatever you have inside of you, those things are there for the benefit of other people. So instead of trying to look towards the future and trying to identify where you're supposed to be, think about who you are in the moment. Think about the experiences that you've had in the past and how you can, in the now, in the present, begin to help others to accomplish those things, those same things, to bring light, to bring transformation to their lives. So that's all that I have for you today. Again, I want you to like, share, and subscribe. There's more information coming, but I want you to go forth and live an authentic life and work authentically as well. Be well.